This was the moment when Spike Lee became one of the most important filmmakers of his time.
Fight!
Do the Right Thing was controversial. It asked cold, hard questions about race, and it helped pave the way for a new wave of African-American filmmakers. And in the more than 2 decades that followed, Spike has continued to explore themes of race and politics in films that are both personal.
I'm just a natural black man trying to survive in a cruel and harsh white corporate America.
And epic.
We didn't land on Plymouth Rock. Plymouth Rock landed on us.
And here's the thing about Spike. He's got lots of opinions. You obviously remember the public feud he had with Clint Eastwood a few years back. I wonder what he thinks of Clint and the chair.
What do you mean, shut up?
He's also turned to documentary films.
It happened in a church where you normally would feel safe.
To bear witness to those who otherwise would not have a voice.
My God, it's the end of the world.
But his new doc's a bit different. It's a tribute to Michael Jackson and one of his all-time great records. It's called Bad 25.
We'd take turns creating different things, making different things happen, and then he'd get in there and he'd do his thing.
I'm always so excited to speak to this man, Spike Lee. Welcome back, sir.
Glad to be here.
Look at that shirt. There's that shirt right there.
Michael.
How much of this is rebranding Michael, in a way? Because so much of the conversation the last half of his life was, a lot of it was negative.
Right. Well, for me, that was not my focus, but I know it's part of the record company. I understand it because no one should be calling or thinking of Michael Jackson as white wacko jacko.
Yeah.
And if someone did the research and read reviews of when Bad came out, they were vicious.
Yeah.
They were personal. They were personal attacks, had nothing to do with the music. So hopefully people can finally get back to what Michael was, which is one of the world's greatest entertainers.
He was an important figure, too, in the cultural community, wasn't he?
Yes, I mean, Michael was, it's funny. People don't understand, though. Michael was born in '58, so was Prince, so was Madonna. So you had this whole thing of people growing up at an age where they saw the Civil Rights Movement, the Vietnam War, all these things were happening in America, and I know for sure definitely impacted their art.
Was there anybody who wouldn't want to participate? Who said no to you?
Madonna was on tour, Lady Gaga was on tour, and Prince said no.
The Prince thing is so interesting.
I mean, Prince is my man, too, so I know him. I thought for sure he was going to do it. He said, Spike, I can't do it. But Prince is so pivotal to Michael at that time. It was like Bird and Magic. I mean, they each raised each other's game up, and so it was important to have, we'd like to have men, but we have men, but not from his own
Why did he say no? Why do you think he said no? Did he tell you?
He said, I can't do it, Spike.
That's it.
That's it. Because for those who don't know, the Bad song was supposed to be a duo. Quincy Jones wanted to be a duo between Michael and Prince.
Right.
And it had a meeting, and Michael thought that Prince brought this box, and Michael thought there was some voodoo thing in it, and he was trying to put a cast on Michael. And
that's some intensity right there, man.
And it never happened.
Do you feel it's your responsibility, or there is a responsibility to protect and honor a fallen hero? And I say this because people forget how big a deal Michael Jackson was as a musician, and they forgot about the music.
Well, here's the thing. There's no reason in the world when someone was reviewing your album, they just say, why are they writing Wacko Jacko's new album?
Why was there so much? Was it just because he was big?
Look, I don't know how it is in Canada. But the United States, you know, they build you up and they tear you down. And Thriller, at the height of Thriller, Michael Jackson was the most recognizable person, most recognizable face on this planet.
It's pretty incredible.
And then he bought the Beatles catalog on top of that? They're like, then they jumped on him.
You know, the record, not the Wacko Jacko stuff, but all the other controversy, and some of it was serious accusations against Michael.
Right.
And when children are involved, obviously it's going to take on a different note. Do you feel like it's important to Because you kind of talk about some of the mania around Michael, but we don't go there.
Right.
Is that intentional?
The focus of this was to be entirely on the making of the album. Yeah. All the other stuff has been discussed. It's just about the music. Just about the music.
And so, when you step into this, there's a moment where I hear your voice in the background. A couple times.
You hear me a couple times.
But I don't see you.
No, I'm never. I've done a lot of documentaries, but I'm never in them. I'm never in. You won't see me, but you might hear me off screen.
Right. That's good actually, because it makes me think.
Yeah, it's not about me. It's
makes
not
me know
about
you're
me.
there too.
I'm not Michael Moore. I don't need to be in. Mike's my man, Mike.
Yeah.
I still love you, baby. We cool. We're cool. We're cool.
We're gonna play a clip. Let's play a clip from the old school days.
Do you know who the best player in the game is? Me, Mars Blackman. And I'm way above the rim, demonstrating some serious hang time. Very serious.
Why you do that to me?
Do you know how I get up for my game? Do you know? Do you know? Do you know? That's right. Air Jordan, Air Jordan, Air Jordan. Mike, what's up? Oh, money, why you want to do that to me? Why you leave me hanging? Come on. I got it. Oh, Mike, man.
That's one of the greatest, man. That's one of the greatest. Earlier, when Spike came in the studio today, I had a Toronto Raptors jacket on, and he couldn't even barely look at me, you know? Have Knickerbocker fans forgiven you for being so close with a Bull?
No, I mean, people understood that Mike's my man. Also, Mike was born in Brooklyn, New York, so people understand that. But he killed the Knicks, though, Michael Jordan. Killed the Knicks many, many different.
Does an African-American hero have to be looked at in a different context?
Today or back when?
Now.
Now it's different because, interesting question, because one of the reasons why I always give love to Philip Knight, the founder of Nike, because he was really one of the first people that said, I'm going to put an African-American as the face of my company. A lot of people told him that was going to be a bad business move, that white America would not want to see that, but he proved them wrong. And so people like Michael Jordan, Michael Jackson, you know, broke barriers and just made a more even playing field. And that's one of the most successful advertising campaigns ever.
Well, it might be the reason why Nike became who Nike is.
One of the reasons.
Yeah. There were several.
I wish I would have taken stock instead of money up front. See, you gotta have that long term.
Was it good money?
Not compared to the stock. Have you seen the Nike stock lately?
It's not bad.
I messed up.
I'm gonna play a clip here of the first African-American woman to win Best Director award at Sundance.
What advice would you give to artists of color, LGBT artists, women artists, artists who are outside of the dominant culture? What would you tell us on how to nurture and nourish ourselves so that we have careers as long and as varied and as beautiful as yours?
Is it a different reality for somebody who's making the film in the margins as opposed to what she said, the dominant culture?
Yeah, but you can't let that stop you. When I was in film school, when I was at NYU Film School from 1979 to 1982, there was only one African-American director working in Hollywood, period. His name is Michael Schultz, excuse me, and at the time, he was directing Richard Pryor's films. Richard Pryor was the biggest star in Hollywood. So if I'm in film school and say there's only one, I mean, if I'd have thought about those odds, it would have hindered me.
Stick around. More with Spike Lee after this. I'm glad we did that. All right, coming up, after his notorious public feud with Clint, wonder what Spike thought of this.
What do you want me to tell Romney? I can't tell him to do that. Can't do that to himself.
We'll find out. And this guy's so funny, he's got a unique take on life and the way he sees it. We've got the panel tonight with Andre H. Arruda.
Today we're talking about travel etiquette. Like when you're on transit, it's good to share. But sharing doesn't mean spilling the barbecue sauce from your chicken McNuggets in my scooter.
I wondered about, you know, when...
You're trying to get me in trouble here.
What do you want me to tell Romney? I can't tell him to do that. Can't do that to himself. You're crazy. You're absolutely crazy.
That's Spike Lee.
I'm not applauding that.
What do you think?
I'm not applauding it.
No.
I like Obama's tweet. You saw the tweet? We can't show that?
Say it.
It had the back of his chair shot from behind. It says, "This seat's taken."
It's amazing. He's got a sense of humor, doesn't he?
And he said, he's very classy. He said, "I love Clint, great actor, gave him all types of accolades, but this seat is taken." I would have responded differently. But that's why he's president of the United States of America.
That is certainly true. I mean, you and Clint, you buried the hatchet?
There was no hatchet to bury. You know, I made a comment. He made a comment. I made a comment. And then it was squashed.
I can't wait to see it. The film is Bad 25. It's the 25th anniversary edition of the record, which you have right there, right?
Yes, I want to present this to you. And thank you.
Thank you so much. You need to re-listen to this record and watch the film as well. What a pleasure to see.
My man, thank you
so much. Yeah, Michael, in a way, because so much of the conversation the last half of his life was, a lot of it was negative.
Right. Well, for me, that was not my focus, but I know it's part of the record company. I understand it because no one should be calling or thinking of Michael Jackson as white wacko jacko.
Yeah.
And if someone did the research and read reviews of when Bad came out, they were vicious.
He's also turned to documentary films.
It happened in a church where you normally would feel safe.
To bear witness to those who otherwise would not have a voice.
My God, it's the end of the world.
But his new doc's a bit different. It's a tribute to Michael Jackson in one of his all-time great records. It's called Bad 25.
We would take turns creating different things, making different things happen, and then he'd get in there.
And Spike has continued to explore themes of race and politics in films that are both personal.
I'm just a natural black man trying to survive in a cruel and harsh white corporate America.
And epic.
We didn't land on Plymouth Rock. Plymouth Rock landed on us.
And here's the thing about Spike. He's got lots of opinions. You obviously remember the public feud he had with Clint Eastwood a few years back. I wonder what he thinks of Clint and the, the chair.
What do you mean, shut up?
He'd do his thing.
I'm always so excited to speak to this man, Spike Lee. Welcome back, sir.
Glad to be here.
Look at that shirt. There's that shirt right there.
Michael.
How much of this is rebranding, Mike?
This was the moment when Spike Lee became one of the most important filmmakers of his time.
Fight!
Do the Right Thing was controversial. It asked cold, hard questions about race, and it helped pave the way for a new wave of African-American filmmakers. And in the more than 2 decades that followed,